ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್.
ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಇತರ ಸುದ್ದಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿತ್ತರಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್.
ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಬಿತ್ತರಿಸುವ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್. ಲಾಗ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ
www.bangalore.newsnetwork.com
www.bangalore.newsnetwork.com.
I am a counselor and sports psychology coach by profession. I have my center which is called as Winning Edge Consulting. My center is at Banshankari near Dayananda Sagar College. Yes, I was a first division cricketer during my playing days. My son was a national level table tennis player. That's how I have come into this field. I deal in two issues. One is counseling. That is, I help people with their psychological issues like depression, relationships problems, then lack of self-confidence, then too much of stress in their life. That's on one part. Other part, I help sportsmen with mind skill coaching. This is something called as sports psychology coaching, and we are also known as mind coaches. So here, for sportsmen, he needs to be positive all the time. When he is negative, his performance will not come up to his expectations. So we help him deal by changing negative thoughts into positive thinking, then help him raise his own self-confidence, then improve his imagination and visualization skills. Then tension is another thing that brings down performance. So a sportsman has to be relaxed at all the time. So we teach them relaxation techniques. We make them do exercises here and teach them instant relaxation techniques so that they'll be always relaxed during the performance. Then there are several things related to improving their intrinsic motivation. Then a lot of key concepts that help them improve their performance. We help them deal with that. We help them to teach them a lot of key concepts that will improve their performance. This is in short what I am practicing right now. I am also a wellness advisor, nutrition wellness advisor. I am a certified nutrition advisor. I advise on wellness matters related to nutrients and minerals consumption, food consumption, and also for sports nutrition. Sports nutrition players have to take a different diet than the normal people because they are what they eat. What they eat is very important. So we help them prepare their own diet depending on their game and game situations. This is in short what I practice. Sports psychology is a branch of psychology. Psych means mind, logy means study. It's mainly the study of the mind. Sports psychology is related to, as the name says, sports in particular, how the sports affects the mind of a player and how the mind affects the performance of sports. This is what sports psychology deals with. It's a 100-year-old subject. They have done detailed research on sports psychology. Several theories have been put forward. A lot of applied sports psychology is already in practice, and especially the foreign countries are making maximum use of sports psychology. They are getting lots and lots of medals at the world level, at the international level, in Olympics, and other open national international meets, and every team has a sports psychologist in with it. So the support team, every support team has a sports psychologist. In India, it is happening. People are not yet aware of the applications of sports psychology, the use of sports psychology, how much it matters. So in India, the general concept is that every game is a physical game. The only person has to go and practice and go and deliver on the court, whatever it is. So they still don't know how much the mind affects the sportsman. So there is a saying that at the highest level, at the international level, all the players will be equal. That means the practice is almost equal. The hard work, the effort they have put in is equal. Who wins is the person who is mentally tough, who is positive, who is confident, who can visualize that he can win, who believes that he can win. So this is where sports psychology comes in. So even though the person is very good in practice, he can't bring in the same performance in competition because he is afraid of the competition. He is always thinking of the outcome of the competition. Thinking of the outcome of the competition stresses him inside, brings about tension, which pulls down his performance. So here sports psychology comes in. So the person is taught to be relaxed, not to think about the outcome, give his best. When a person thinks about the outcome, the result, he becomes tense. So he is taught by the sports psychologist to give complete focus on his performance. He teaches him, the sports psychologist or a mind coach, if you call him, teaches him how to relax, how his mindset should be. It will be very positive all the time, and how he should be hopeful, and how he needs to build up his self-confidence. Here another thing is very important. The person should believe that he can do it. Then only he can do it. If he thinks that I cannot do it, if he thinks that I put it enough effort, if he doubts that, will I do it? Can I do it? Am I good enough? Other competitors are better. They are higher with the higher seats. Can I beat them? If he has such doubtful thoughts, then he is not going to bring in his desired performance. What he should be thinking is, I am good enough, I can do it, I can beat anybody. This is the mindset that he needs to have. A sports psychologist helps a player to develop this mindset. And so visualizing the best result is very important. There are a lot of imagery and visualization techniques which the player has to do before the event. If he does the imagery on a consistent basis, then the performance will come as he has visualized. Visualization is a very powerful technique. Our mind does not distinguish between the real thing and the imagined thing. So if you are sitting in a chair, and if you are relaxed yourself, and if you are imagining the event that is going to take place tomorrow, how you are going to stand in the lane, how the start is given, how you are going to run the race, the race is run in the mind. The mind believes accordingly, and tomorrow the performance will come accordingly, as you have imagined, because the mind cannot distinguish between the real thing and the imagined thing. So we also teach the person how to use the power of his mind. See, we know that our mind has two types, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind or the subconscious main brain parts, what we call, are very, very powerful. The subconscious mind is like a child. If your thinking is negative all the time, if you always are fearful, nervous, doubtful, the subconscious also believes that way. And the performance will also come like that. As the saying goes, Yad bhavam tat bhavati, or as you think you are, it is what we think we are going to become. So here we teach the player how to use the powers of his inner mind. His inner mind is extremely powerful. The mind can make anything. It has got no limitation. It has got no boundaries. We tell them about how the brain works, how to use the mind, and these things. We relax them, we give them suggestions, we help them do their own self-hypnosis. That they may be playing in Delhi. We can't go with them everywhere. So they have to be on their own, and on the night previous to the tournament, they have to relax, they have to self-hypnotize themselves and give themselves powerful suggestions. These powerful suggestions are going to work. The whole day, the powerful suggestions are going to work in the subconscious level, and tomorrow the same result is going to come. This is a very, very, very powerful aspect. All great sportsmen have used their inner mind and their imagery abilities. So this is what the mind believes. If the mind believes, the result will come accordingly. So this is another aspect. Then another important aspect is emotions. Emotions. See, when everybody is bothered by emotions. What are these emotions? Like negative feelings. A negative feeling with an action is an emotion. What are these emotions? Anger, total sadness, frustration, then dejection. All these are emotions. When you are playing, when you are giving a performance, when you become angry, or when you become afraid, fear is a very, very serious emotion. Or if you are nervous, then your performance is going to deteriorate. You may ask how. When a person becomes tense, fearful, nervous, anxious, then there is automatic, immediate changes in the physiological state of his body. Physiological state. Then the body tenses. They will be sweating in the palms, they will be sweating in the face, his heartbeat increases, the body will unnecessarily become tough. This is called as a fight or flight response. I don't have to explain this because this is too much for this session. So it's called as a flight or fight response. This automatic stress response should not happen in a sportsman. When this happens, automatically the performance is going to go down. So the sportsman has to be relaxed when he is giving his performance. He should be thinking positive, he should be optimistic, and he should be confident of himself. So many times when he is trailing behind maybe 1 set to 2, or so many games he is trailing behind. If he is thinking of losing the game, that is what is going to happen. Automatically he is going to stress up, automatically his body is going to become tight and he will lose. So these are the moments he should change the negative thoughts into positive. He should be hopeful and he should be confident. This is where the sports psychology role comes in. We teach them, we go through, when we are counseling them, we go through their all their sessions, all their experiences of the past, and when they share these experiences, we may help them to change those experiences into positive experiences. Now, as far as I am concerned, I like to deal more with players of individual games, like where it's not a team game, like maybe it's lawn tennis, table tennis, golf. Then there are lots of individual games. So in the individual games, the players are by themselves. So they don't have the support of their other teammates. So they are more bothered by their feelings, thoughts and feelings. Whereas in a team game, each one supports oneself, and supposing one player has not played properly, the other players can make up, and the entire team effort will see that the outcome or the result will come proper. But in an individual sport, he is playing for himself. So he is one against one. So the individual players need more psychological support. So I like to deal more with the individual players. So I deal with individual games. Then I have been getting varieties of. I just recently spoke to equestrian, a horse rider. He's on his own. He has to take care of himself and his capabilities, his emotions and confidence, as well as the horse. So it was a very interesting scene. There are situations where I get a lot of teenage children. The child. When the parents brought the child to me, the child was very much bothered, and the child expressed a lot of her issues she had with herself and her family and all that. So what I came to know that one of the parents was very, very highly principled, very strict person by nature, highly principled, and his level of expectation was too high. So the child had to meet all those expectations. Because of this, the child performance was coming down, even though the child was very talented. I spoke to the parents. I told them what the do's and don'ts of parenting. So I brought to their notice certain do's and certain don'ts. So allow the child to play, and that then the parents understood what mistake they were doing, because most parents get over involved without knowing that they are getting over involved. So there is a line that they should draw. So beyond that they should not cross the line. So the parents understood, and from then on they let the child to perform. The child became much more relaxed. Then it started performing, and the parents were extremely happy. The child, she is progressing very well now. So now this not only happens because of the player, it also happens because of the circumstances. Maybe the financial situation in the family. Then the one parent is very encouraging, other parent is not at all supportive. These are another condition. Then the environment in the club, the nature of the coach, whether he is too strict or encouraging, whether he is not encouraging. This is very important. So a lot of factors contribute to the improvement of a sportsman. So we understand that we help them to either solve those issues or cope up with them. So my appeal to all the sportsmen, and not only sportsmen, other performers also, like singers, dancers, speakers, and anybody for that matter. See, the problems that are related to sportsmen are the same for the other performers, because everything is related to the brain, the mind. So, not only the sportsmen, even the other performers need this kind of psychological support. So, my appeal is that, see, if you have a larger goal, a higher vision, to come up, to become something in your chosen field, then please don't neglect your mental aspect. It is very important. So you spend so much for the coach, the food, the nutrition, the equipment and all that. This is one part. If it is neglected, the circle of excellence will not be completed. It's like leaving out one portion of the circle. So it will not be completed. My appeal is that please seek the help of a sport mind coach whenever necessary. But somewhere if you are not satisfied with your performance, please seek the help of a mind coach. So I am N Vishwanath. I am practicing from my own center very close to Bangalore. My address is Winning Edge Consulting, door number 116, 5th Cross, Teachers Colony, first stage, near Dayananda Sagar College, JP Nagar Post, Bangalore 560078. My cell number is 9739372319. My email ID is mnv@yahoo.com. mnvnath@yahoo.com. My website details are www.winningedgeconsulting.in.